This is Steampunk Stories and AmberStreet.com. A couple days ago, or actually yesterday, I got my free T-shirt in MacArthur Park. Love condoms. I basically did a free HIV test and got a T-shirt and a Gatorade for it. I tested negative, but yeah, and I've been doing guest on the Real Wahoovian podcast. We got on the Anything show. It got very interesting. People were attacking me left and right. I consider myself a guerrilla living warrior, or guerrilla living warrior artist on of the streets, so to speak. Um, it can be rough, but I do the best I can. I make the best of it. Um, I had been better off at one point, but now I'm not. And I've been trying to find work, but I haven't had much luck. And so I'm focusing on myself, focusing on being self employed. But this is war. This is all out war for me. I'm taking it day by day, blow by blow. I will embrace the chaos. Some people are chaos generators, and some people are order generators, and some people are somewhere in between. I am a chaos generator. I generate chaos without even trying. I have a great talent for it. But if I could somehow generate the chaos and bring order to it, that would be great. But I haven't been able to do that. Um, Things have been really slow. Looking for work has been really slow. I applied for countless number of jobs. I'm just about ready to give up and just worry about focusing on myself, my YouTube channel, building up my audience. Um, But yeah, it can be cruel to attack and blame people. I mean, Steve Jobs was homeless for a number of years. Why even he dropped out of college? He was homeless, I think, for at least a year and a half, from what he said in his Stanford address. Maybe a little bit longer than that. And so, and people don't realize how hard it is to get an apartment. There's something called FICO Corporation, which rates uh, your credit, and if your FICO Corporation rates you too low, you will not qualify for an apartment. Yeah, you can get Section 8 housing, which is adjusted for your income based on poverty, if you're below a certain poverty line. But the waiting list for that is years. I mean, it's worse than trying to do a job interview. It's harder than trying to fill out a job application, just trying to apply for an apartment. A few years ago, I had applied for an apartment in North Hollywood and got denied because simply I didn't have the credit. I had bad FICO score and I had no proof of income. Being self employed, selling a house was not considered income, so I couldn't use that as proof of income. And even though I had enough money to prepay the lease for an entire year, they wouldn't rent to me. So I had to live in a rundown studio loft that had no running water, and I had to rent from an unsavory landlord and kind of do things under the table. But such is life. Van Gogh struggled with these kind of things. A lot of artists struggle, have in and outs. Life is a roller coaster ride, and you try to make the best of it. That's all you can do. But I am so sick of people blaming the poor for being poor and the homeless for being homeless. Blame the victims. There's a reason why we have increased poverty in America, and there's a reason why there's 250,000 homeless in LA alone. There's over 10,000 homeless in Pensacola alone. There are more people than there are jobs. The labor force participation rate is 64%. Now, granted, the 36% unemployment, half of those are retired or on disability. So the real unemployment rate is probably closer to like 18 to 15%. It is tough to find work, especially when you have no network connections. And I kept getting criticized for my appearance, but it's not about my appearance. I got one interview a couple years ago, and it was a Skype interview, and I didn't wear my steampunk hat. I had enough common sense, but I didn't get the job, and the job didn't pay anything. It was for a non-paid internship because I had spam emailed so many job listings. I didn't fully read the description, and it was for a job description that did not pay anything, and it was for a company that had less subscribers than I did. So I've tried, and I haven't succeeded, not yet. I think that if I have the luxury of freedom and the luxury of focusing on myself and trying to build myself back up, I can make a return and I can weather the storm. I mean, who gives a fuck what anybody says? This is war, and I'm a guerrilla street warrior, and I'm going in all in.